Hello everyone, we're just off on a little bit of a rant, well I haven't ranted yet, but I'm going to. So we're just on a bit of a drive, haven't been out for about 5.5 weeks, so I thought it's about time to bring the big old girl out this miserable wet day. You probably can't see her against the window here because it's raining. I hope everyone's well. It's been a while since I put one up, but I haven't really had anything to say, so there's really no point. I hope everyone's getting through these hard times well, or as well as can be expected. You know, regardless of whether you want to say that there's no such thing as COVID, which I'm getting pretty pissed off with. You know, you tell them, for those of you that are on here saying there's no such thing as all a government conspiracy, you conspiracy theorists want to go to Victoria and Australia and tell the people who have lost hundreds of family members over the last 3 or 4 months that there's no such thing as COVID. You know, you just want to wake up to yourself. You're being nothing but bloody disrespectful. But as far as I'm concerned, you should be kicked off. You know, it's like everyone just seems to want to get on here lately and talk politics in other countries. And if they don't like Trump, they don't, you know, you leave them up to the American people. People in other countries such as ours and the UK and everything making judgments on other countries' politics who think that they read up what the media put and think that they know it all. We want to stop that. The American people can look after themselves, they're big boys and girls. You know, worry about your own prime ministers and presidents. Because I really just about had enough of hearing all these conspiracy theories and people are stinging because they've lost family members through this horrible disease, whether you're going to call it COVID or what the hell you want to call it. Obviously, the world has a problem. We haven't lost that many people. It's not just old people here dying, it's young people as well. So show some bloody respect. You know, if you've got that much time on your hands, that all you can do is that, go and get yourself another job or something. You've got too much time on your hands. Really pisses me off. Sorry, but it does. And it's not even particularly directed at anyone, it's just the whole thing. Every time you turn this thing on, there's someone, oh, well, I don't believe it's all a theory, and you malad, what do they call it?
What? Illuminati.
Illuminati this and Illuminati that. Well, it might be right. I don't know. I'm not one to judge. I wouldn't have a clue. But all I know is that we're losing innocent people while you might sit back and say there's no such thing. So, you know, if you don't like what my opinion is, then turn it off. I don't care. Couldn't care less. But I show respect to people, poor families that lost people. You should be ashamed of yourself. You know, it's like you're denying cancer. Same thing, same end result in it. Eventually you die. So, just before you start sprucing up, just think that there might be someone on the side watching your videos or watching a particular live stream you're in maybe, or something that has lost somebody. You know, how do you think they'd feel? It'd be like me getting on joking about cancer and saying, oh, there's no such thing. It's all the Illuminati, you know. No. Sorry, but that's not it. Anyway, I'll get back to you a bit later. You've all seen where we go and what we do, so I'll just shut down for now and pop up a bit later if I've got anyone left watching. I'm entitled to my opinion as much as everybody else, and that's my opinion. Sick and tired of hearing about politics, and I'm sick and tired of hearing about people who don't believe in it, that we've got a real situation there. Anyway, I'll catch you all a bit later on. Bye for now.
Despite the fact you've got a thing there, but there's not much I can do about that.
Rightio, I know the view's probably not the best because the stupid sucking thing on the windscreen's in the way, but that's what it looks like here today. We've just gone through a big shower. I've been called a big shower before now. Alright, and away we go again. We've all been down here before. I'll probably insert some music here or something. I'll see how we go. This is something people haven't mastered over here, roundabouts. Well, we've only had them for 30 odd years and they still haven't mastered. And that particular one there, we come around one day and turning right like that, I had the indicator on and the person comes straight out and you missed him by about 5 centimetres. It's a bit hard to brake hard in this thing when you're on full lock changing direction. And they soon got out of the way though, stupid woman she was. Stupid little motorist, I say. You can see to the south there, or where we're pointing there, the cloud bank. So we're still copping rain. I hope we could have had, at least had this thing in a little bit of undercoat by now, but the weather's not allowing, it's not warm enough, and it's got to be just the right temperature for me to paint, otherwise your paint doesn't last. Headlights on the wall.
What?
I've got the headlights on the wall, still come out.
Oh yeah.
And back into the marina we go. And for Blackwing you're in Peggy Boot, aka the big old girl. Took me a while to get the vacuum tank filled up on this morning. Pre-checked and then started her up, and the buzzer went on and stayed on. I didn't think we were going to build any pressure or any vacuum, but we did. This vehicle's got vacuum brakes, which is the same as air brakes, but instead of running air, it runs vacuum. So if the motor's not developing any vacuum, then you haven't got any. You got brakes, but I wouldn't say they work. A little bit like the air brake system. I was thinking about converting it over to air brakes, but not a real, well, it's a little bit hard, but apparently the second I do that I've got to step up to the next class in driver's licence. God knows why I didn't change weight, I just put air brakes on it. Ah well, just to be a bit different. And there's the ocean. I don't know how good and how badly that sucker gaps hide in your view, but hopefully it's not too bad. I'll have to check it later. Go around and see if there's any dolphins. I don't know, but we'll go and have a bit of a look. Oh no, you're alright. You've got the bottom of that sucker, but that's about it. Sucker cut.
Car part's finished.
Oh?
Car part's finished.
Yeah.
I mean the bike part.
Yeah. And the tide's going out. Rapidly too.
Hey?
Rapidly too. I'll tell you what, it's not only wet over here, it's cold. The heater's on, but it's supposed to be in spring, and what's it doing? It's done nothing but rain the whole 5 days of spring. There's our boating fraternity. It's a little bit hard here because you park in and you block people's views, and I'm not doing that. Well, to be honest, I don't really care, but I'm not going to today. And we've got a bit of a low tide, so not much in the way of dolphin action today, I'm afraid to say. So we'll go and park over the ocean. I'll have a look at the view over the ocean. I might just take us over what are known as our new bridge. Been up what, about a year, haven't we? A year and a bit.
Yeah.
Take you to the other side. I think we've been there before, but that was in the old channel, so a lot of you haven't seen over there yet. But we are going to stop and have something to eat and a cup of tea first. We all know there's too much caffeine in tea, what a load of rubbish. You can see the ocean, all the boats pulled in there, and they reckon there's a shortage of money, but there's a lot of boats. Lloyd's of London insure all the section. We just went past the boating thing and everything. It's covered, so if anything actually happens where any of the buildings catch on fire, and you've got to be insured, the biggest, what? The biggest insurance company, or the only insurance company, they get to cover the whole lot, was apparently with Lloyd's of London. So that'd be a nice old insurance bill. That's back right in that thing got.
Oh, I'll say that.
Someone living in there for sure, and so I'll take you around and have a look. Some of these buggers get up to you, have a look. There.
Might have to lift it up a bit.
Can you see it?
I don't know.
We'll just lift you up a little bit.
Alright.
Sorry about that. There you go. Now, see that? Yes, you can.
I'll try and zoom in. Where is it gone? Oh.
Oi.
Yep.
See that? The back light's on. There's some silly buggers in there. Look how far off the deck it's sitting. I wouldn't be in there. Good gust of wind and over she'd go. Some of these buggers get up to all sorts of mischief. Good luck to them. As long as I don't get injured or hurt or anything, who cares? But that's a sign of the times, you see. There's no rentals here now. Apparently I was reading in the paper that there's a big shortage on rentals, but I don't think we're the only ones with that. I think everybody's suffering. You know, there's supply and demand, isn't it? There's not enough rentals around, and you're getting people who are going and applying for rentals, and then you get 4 or 5 people there, and it's like an auction. Who pays the best rent every week gets the prize. So, I don't know. I don't think I've ever known it in Australia, but I don't know about other countries, but we've never done that here. You set your rent and that's what you get, but they'll just set a little bit of a price, you know, 100 or 250 a week or something. By the time they've rented it out, it's up to 310 or 320 a week. So, I don't know. But anyway, there's the ocean. It's considering a bad weather we're getting. If you have a look out the south window, or the westerly window. That's the weather we've got coming. I know you can see through the tent, but that's the weather we've got coming. We've got a little bit of rain on the way outside. Alright, well we'll leave it there, and I'll get back when we've fed ourselves and covered ourselves, and we might go over the new bridge and show you what it's like the other side of the estuary. Okay, bye for now.